Soup. Well, I got the mill tramming. The steppers are hooked up on the Y, dual axis. X-axis I have left off specifically because Langmuir has these little calculators that give you the approximate shims that are to be installed on the Z-axis to make sure that the linear rails are perfectly square to your bed, based on a calculation tool they have with measurements they did in their shop for this specific gantry. Not saying I don't trust them, but things happen, things move, and the calculator didn't really make much sense to me. So what did make sense is that coplanarity gauge that was used to make sure that both of these Y rails were perfectly in line with each other in a single 2D plane. I did run dial gauge between both, and I'm confident that this rail is collinear with that rail within a thou and a half. So that being said, assuming that these machine surfaces are reasonable, you should be able to set a granite plate in that same plane based on this movement by sweeping the corners in a square pattern until you get a test indicator reading 0 all the way around the perimeter of this granite 3-inch plate. And that's what I spent the last hour and a half doing, by meticulously moving these shims, adding in a triangulation pattern. So there's 3 supports, 1, 2, 3. That's all you need to make a plane. The 4th would be a wobbly leg unneeded, and sweep back and forth. So this surface here is not perfectly, it's within a thou and a half, which I'm saying is reasonable for the amount of travel this machine has. Perfectly in plane with the movement of this gantry in X and Y. So now that this is perfectly square for how the movement will occur, that gives now the ability to take a square, which is square to within 3/10 over the length of this 4 inches, to check if the up and down movement is moving exactly perpendicular to the granite plate, which then I can calculate what shims I need rather than using Langmuir's calculations, because this is reality and this is exactly what's happening. So this test indicator is 5/10 per tick, so every 2 ticks is a thou. If I sweep over this, I can't go the full 4 inches given the setup I have in this block, but if I sweep over this distance, I move about 7 thou. Let's see here. I can do this. Yeah. Ooh, what's going on? Over this distance. So I happen to start at 7 thou, and I go all the way, and I reach the bottom to about 14 thou. So that tells me that in this direction, this Z-axis is not moving perpendicular. These linear rails are not exactly set perpendicular to the table. There's some slight skew. And that needs to be corrected before you shove a tool in the spindle and start facing off the final condition of the mill surface plate, because that needs to be absolutely perfect. That's the point of decking it off after everything's trammed in. There's 2 things going on here also, because you do have these linear rails which are locked to this head, but there's also mill tram nod in both directions that would affect the cutting tool edges as they dig into the material. So if this thing is cocked left or right, I apologize for that auto zoom, I gotta shut that off. That needs to be adjusted, but only after the tram of the Z is done. So after this is shimmed up, rechecked, and perfectly square, let's put a tramming tool in the ER collet and then sweep in a circle around this perfectly flat plate. And that would tell us if you're high or low in the back of that sweep how much the spindle is knotting. And there's some adjustments for that. I think that's why they installed these little grub screws right there. So you can tweak those left or right to adjust the nod. Well, yeah, that's where we're at. I'm pretty happy with it. Got this Windows PC running Cut Control right now because that's the software that's somewhat proprietary to Langmuir's situation. Eventually, we'll be using Linux CNC, and where's that Mesa board? And this Mesa board, right here, in the anti-static wrap, to control the stepper output,